Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome to a bit of Vampyr. It has been a while. It's been over a month since the last part. Today, I'm going to continue just leveling up a little bit to try and beat my mother. Oh, my sister. Sorry. Now there are some side quests here. I just have to quickly get back into the controls because I'm not entirely sure how things work with it. So, basic attack, stun, dodge, does nothing. Ability, blood points. Okay, I think we're all pretty good. Let's talk to this lady here. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a filler episode just because we're doing side quests.
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Okay, we've got a new hint for Xiao Shun. We found this to leave her husband's tomb. There's 2 more hints locked.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
I could mesmerize her. I'm gonna see if she can open up to me by saying it's worse when you're alone.
You should not be by yourself. Grief can be a terrible trial, and it's even worse when you're alone.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiao Shun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Survivor's guilt is something of a cruel thing, but
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I heard that she used to help the refugees, but unfortunately you don't see her around anymore.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
Just a quick message to my darling dearest. What do you think to Mr. Reed's hair? Sorry, Dr. Reed's hair, I should say. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Like, I would like to say this, like... hair recently in games, like with I think beginning with like The Witcher 3 has been taken a lot more seriously in games, because like The Witcher 3 had NVIDIA Hairworks, which basically like allowed Geralt's beard to grow and eventually could shave his hair to grow and things like that, his hair to move. It was all very fascinating, but yeah, at least that was one of the big ones. Yeah, I do like Dr. Reed's hair and his beard as well. Nice big, a great big bushy beard.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
So, I forgot to check the bloody details for all those quests I need to do. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, we can carry on. Let me just have a look. Everything recording fine? Yep. Oh, goody. And is... Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord downloading? Yes, it is. Lovely. Okie dokie. It's boiling here in England. And... I have to have this conversation every single time, every year. So, if you're wanting to know why I'm melting at 20 odd degrees... Oh, nice, we're just stealing from the dead. That's brilliant, that is. Perfectly in character of Dr. Reed. Oh. Near lie the remains of Cadogan Bates, 1873 to 1918. Oh. We're directly responsible for that. Yeah, so the reason why it's like Britons suffer with the heat so much is because our houses are made of brick. Our insulation is made to like keep out heat in, especially older houses like mine. A lot of newer builds are a bit cooler, or they have better insulation. Insulation is improving in this country. I'm pleased to hear. Where it's like it keeps heat in a bit better when you want it to, and lets it out better in the when you want it to be out. We don't have air conditioning as often. Like, I mean, we do have aircon. We do have the invention of aircon. Birmingham's we do actually have the invention of running water as well. Birmingham's just had that installed. So yeah, but we do have aircon. Like, oh, I have it at my work, but not where I actually work. I have to buy my own fan and put it on, whereas everyone gets lovely aircon upstairs. But yeah, so that's interesting. Now, a bit of a historical fact for you here, which I knew entirely by myself and was not told by my darling dearest. These cages here were made, if you were particularly wealthy, you could have a cage put over a grave. That's to stop people getting out. Now, that's to stop people from getting in, because grave robbing was a massive problem around this time. And punishable by death as well, which ironically just increased the number of bodies going. Because a lot of surgeons were going through this, I guess, medical renaissance. And they wanted to understand the human body, and what better way than to loot the dead. Near lie the remains of Clay Cox, 1888 to 1918. Speaking of which, we'll have to speak to his missus, I suppose. It is kind of cool that they have the graves there. Yeah, these guys do work fast. We've got a tombstone, which is nice. Wonder who did Cadogan's. Well, that was fancy, wasn't it? We're just looking around for loot and goblins. Yeah, so aircon isn't as big a thing. Not to mention, well, just in general, the country is very humid. We have a lot of moisture in our atmosphere. So of course, when it gets burnt up, it goes into the air, and it's hard to shake. But I honestly, like, I know a lot of people say, like, it's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity. Some very funny videos about that, but no, I think I just prefer a dry heat, definitely, because it makes a change.
This is despicable.
This is Sparta.
I have this thirst for blood.
That's a nice warm. Big Wiz pay package. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a slower second video, so if you don't really want to put up with it, but you're just farming XP, I'm not going to face off with Mary today, I don't think. You know, switch off, because it's, like, seriously, it's going to be fairly boring.
It's locked.
I'm also going to talk about AI. So if you're bothered about AI, and you have perfectly good reason to do so, then, you know, again, don't have to do it. Like, seriously, I honestly, if people are offended by me using AI for anything, it's images, music, I don't use it with text really. Then I would totally understand. If you were to unsubscribe, that's fine. Because I've been using it for music recently. Because I'm a lyricist. I've written lyrics for God knows how many years, and I've never had a hope of those lyrics actually being put to music, but I've actually used AI to produce the vocals and instruments, and it's scary how good it is. Like, AI can't write lyrics for shit. But the music it produces is very, very good, and I especially like because there's like AI voice synthesizers and sort of things like that. And even things like that are
Stop right now!
very good at like adding mistakes like ums and ahs and pauses for breath. It's yeah. So when the music sometimes misses a beat, there's a bit of authenticity. Or rather, to lend an air of authenticity. It is interesting.
He's dead!
So yeah, it's all very interesting. But yeah, I've actually been able to put a lot of my lyrics to music now. It's good, but I do appreciate 100% the ethical concerns of how it's actually taking music from other people. Like, I swear that in fact one of my most popular songs, I only share them with my colleagues and I wouldn't use them for commercial purposes. I share them with my colleagues, and I swear, like the one that my colleagues really like an advert for some sort of shoes that someone buys off Vinted and then does them up, resells them.
I have this thirst for blood.
It's like it uses like the voice of Steppenwolf, the lead singer Steppenwolf, or Saxon maybe. In fact, who sang Mr. Pennypincher? That was Steppenwolf. But yeah, things like that. It's like yeah, it's like sometimes I can tell there was another voice as well that I can't remember. What it was. To whom the scarf belongs. I can't do that yet, so there's no point in tracking the quest. Tom Watts. Posters. Can I do the posters quest? Does it tell me where to do the posters quest? No, there's a quest in Whitechapel. I don't know, or an event rather. Come up with the grave diggers. Have we got a quest marker for that? Ghoul diggers, okay. Ah! People want to talk to me. Let's do so. So chat. But yeah, so some of it's like, So when you recognise it, it's like, oh, holy shit, this is actually someone else's work that can actually still be bought or royalties paid. Yeah. And as well, like the site I'm using, Suno, you are supposed to use your own lyrics, and yet people are actually putting poetry through it. Like, I could take Rime of the Ancient Mariner and put it through there, and it wouldn't stop me. It is a bit concerning.
This hospital seems to be
So, does this bloke actually have anything new?
Good evening, Doctor.
Or this lady?
Do you require...
Oh, good.
Goodbye, miss.
What about you, sir?
Good evening. I have
Still nothing. Still nothing.
the words to calm the children.
Is Lady Ashbury out here? Dr. Swan's upstairs.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with fever.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's all very interesting. But of course there are the ethical concerns, and that's why I choose not to monetize it. Because I think I could.
Jonathan, at last. I've been worried sick. Have you solved the case of our poor Sean Hampton?
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true? Oh, good news. Good news indeed.
Do you know an old Bridget?
Does the name Old Bridget ring any bells?
I'd never heard of her. Why? A patient of ours? I must confess, I don't know them all.
No, it's just someone I recently met. A fascinating woman. I had thought that perhaps...
By the stole, Jonathan, you've met another vampire. I would appreciate an introduction, if that's the case.
Oh, what's happened to my... Oh. Okay, apparently the game has just decided by using a keyboard and mouse. Hang on, let me just reconnect. Okay, let's use the keyboard and mouse then.
What do you know of the Ascalon Club?
Not as much as I would like. There have always been rumors about a secret society of vampires operating in the interests of the British Empire, though I've never met a member.
I crossed paths with one. A terrifying creature going by the name of Fergal. He was sent by the Ascalon Club to exterminate the Skulls of the East End.
By the stole, Jonathan. If vampires are eliminating their own progeny, then dark times are upon us. Darker than I've ever witnessed.
The stole, Jonathan.
Do you think Lady Ashbury...
That's going to enter my lexicon now.
Jonathan, our beloved lady is not one for social
Stole, Jonathan, our
dalliances,
beloved lady is
nor
not
the
one for
assemblies
social
of dark
dalliances.
orders. She's
By
a
the
woman
stole,
of
she's a
superior
woman of
taste
superior
and
taste and
selective
selective
acquaintance.
I found Harriet Jones.
By the
She's
stole,
much
she
the
was
same
saved
old,
with all
embittered
the
woman she was, only she's been made a Skull. Her transformation did not go well.
Incredible. Why not bring her here? We could learn so much by studying her condition. It would be fascinating.
I doubt that. She can barely move. Perhaps we could learn more about the degeneration of Skulls.
Perhaps. But she could also belong to a new species. We know so little of the laws that dictate vampire reproduction.
Were there any studies made by your order on the subject?
Not that I'm aware of. I will transmit your discovery to the Brotherhood's primate. He will be delighted.
A pleasure as always, Edgar.
So, onwards we go.
Even the darkest thoughts in your heart.
Might have found Lady Ashbury. My God! So. Tim Curry's favourite role was Nigel Thornberry. Yeah. He loved him the West Thornberry. Lady Ashbury.
I thought last summer's epidemic was different.
Oh, well, you're always there.
It is good to see you again, Jonathan. How are you?
I just
I'm better
noticed,
than
is
one
this
might
woman wearing
expect, Lady
trousers?
Ashbury.
In my
Dr. Swansea has
1920s
asked
game?
me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital caused by Skulls.
Really? What do you mean?
I discovered the most intriguing skull. An elderly woman answering to the name of Old Bridget, and a man who helps them remain hidden in London.
Old Bridget. Peculiar name. I've never heard of her.
According to Old Bridget, skulls can lead a peaceful existence like us. They are even able to nourish themselves by feeding on corpses and the flesh of the dead.
How vile. Please, Jonathan, let's change the subject.
Skulls of London have gone into hiding. Both mortals and immortals plot their extermination.
Yes. Skulls are the orphans of the Vampire Society. They are the shame of their genitors. A disgrace to the vampire that created them.
Oh, I fear hidden menace. Mr. Senator, by the stolen ladies wearing trousers.
There is something ominous closing around me, Lady Ashbury. Something spies upon me from the shadows.
And it causes
Something
me
cruel and
eye
wicked.
strain.
Whatever do you mean, Jonathan?
By the stole, Jonathan.
If Sean Hampton and Harriet were not the guilty parties, then who? I saw the bodies and the blood.
Your rebirth has not gone unnoticed, Jonathan. Be extremely careful.
Well, that doesn't answer my question.
If you get in the way of an immortal's plans...
Do you suspect someone?
I don't know, Jonathan.
By the
I
stone,
steer
I stay
clear of
clear
vampire
of
politics, especially whilst hunters roam the city's streets.
Of course, Lady Ashbury.
Goodbye for now, my lady.
Oh, moving on. Can I go to Southwark? Let's have a look. How do I go then? Sorry, this is one I was going to have to keep together because I'm not entirely sure what story I'm going to do. I will say the map in this game is sensible though. Oh, what's going on in that game? I haven't really been following much gaming news, to be honest. I installed Guild Wars 2 again, just to give it a go, just to let this sort of play while I'm idle, so I don't get into like the whole personal story thing. Seems alright. Yes, it's subscription based. Yeah.
He's dead!
Christ, he's dead! Oh, that fire effect. Yeah. Oh, them teeth!
Shoot it! Snatch leeches!
Nice, let's come back. Oh, I got better. That's not good. trying to think. Because Vampire Masquerade hasn't really had much news. I will say Vampire Masquerade is in a bit of a crap situation now, where it's like damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they share anything, it's going to get shat on from a great height. And if they don't say anything, they're going to get shut on from a great height. And the Chinese room have... Oh yeah, they're also working on another game as well. Or they've just released another game. And apparently it looks really good, so... there is hope for Vampire Masquerade yet. I think this is the thing, like, I don't think anyone doubts that the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines is going to be a good game. I think it will be a fine game. The problem is it going to be a good Vampire Masquerade game? Or hell, even a good Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines game? And I don't think the answer to that is yes. I think, and hey, look, you're going to have a really tough time topping that first game. Like, sorry, but that's just an impossible task. Bearing in mind, of course, that that's with nostalgia goggles on, and mods fixing it, yeah? Play the game again without mods, and it's still a good game, but it ain't as good as everyone wants it to be. Yeah, I played it without mods, it was the first time, and, yeah. There's a lot of problems there. Nothing wrong with the mood, the atmosphere. Some quests are broken, some mechanics don't work, I think there's some outright game-breaking stuff as well, but, otherwise, you're in for a fine time. All kind provision dealer. Fruiterer, greengrocer. Fruiterer, I didn't even know that was a word. Every day is a school day. I know where we are. Where that broke down. Let's see if we can't have an explore. Archer's Hatchet. Oh, it's a TV series I back into. It was Archer. Archer was great. If you don't know, it's an animated spy comedy. It's very funny as Archer. Like I if I ever do play it Alpha Protocol on this channel, but I've said it before, I will. Well, I might. I think I'd actually have to do Sterling Archer. Or play Sterling Archer. That'd be funny. Bloody letter. Dear Mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve the way I chose to live a life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I just can't stand what is happening to my neighborhood, to the people I know. I've recently made my decision. I recently made a terrible decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of the few. I know that they won't retaliate, but I'm ready for whatever comes. Thanks to you, I've always loved to read. Now that I'm able to take action, I will quote Etienne de la Boétie. They only seem tall because we are on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, Mother. I intend to stand straight whatever the cost. Goodbye, my beloved mother. Signed, Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
That's also like a grind out for scrap, is it? No? Good. Just want to make sure it's just a quest item and not something that's... I can actually get rid of. Anything else here? Yeah. Archer's funny. Archer's a really good TV show. It's funny. I think I stopped watching when, like, I think it was like when it was just starting to go slightly more wacky. Like, I think it's like when their building had been destroyed or something like that, and they had to resettle and do all sorts of stuff. But I think they changed it each time. It's like they've gone for like it's like a sort of pulp, into like more pulpier fiction and things like that. And now sci-fi. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Archer's brilliant. Like, it's up there with Metalocalypse for humour. It really is. And I love Metalocalypse. Yeah. What was the whole point of all this? Where did I get to Archer? I don't know. Anyway, what else is going on in my little world? I've read more of Berserk. I'm getting closer to chapter like 376. Like, nearly there. We've nearly done it, gang. What's this weird? Fist ability. Is that imbued with some sort of strength? Of course it does. Oh, damn, it's so close. Drained. Yeah, reading more Berserk. I didn't realise that the creator had died. And the series has been continued, so I'm actually probably reading past what the creator intended. And I thought, wow, you know, like, this art is really good. Like, was this, like, produced weekly? And I looked it up, so when does Berserk end? It's like, oh, it's still going. It's been going for 20 years. Well, it's been going for like 30 years now. It's like, it's still going, and like, a new chapter comes out every 2-3 months. I thought, right, that's why the art's good then. Because they take 2 to 3 months to do every single... to do all this stuff. Huh. Right. I need to find a way out to get across this bridge. I don't even know if I can, but it's worth a try.
It ain't human! Get it! See it? This one's a top!
This one's top.
Hey there! Boston! No! Fuck, it's fast!
Yeah, so it took every 2 to 3 months. It's a new chapter. I'm like, okay. So I might need to slow down a bit. But honestly, it's like, I suppose it's because I'm binging it that I am getting a bit tired of it. It's kind of like dragging its heels in a way. But I don't know. Like, maybe it's who knows? Maybe Griffith will show up this time. But the Millennium. Like the Band of the White Hawk arc is just brilliant. Everything about it's just so good. And Griffith as an antagonist. Like, they built him up so well. I want more things like that where we actually see the protagonist and the antagonist working together for so closely. Yeah, and have that bond and yeah, like how you see his story unfold. It's so good. I can easily tell now why like Berserk is like one of the like greatest mangas that's ever been produced. Do with a bit less. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, gratuitous violence, absolutely fine. But yeah, could do without the yeah. Like it's like with Goblin Slayer. I love Goblin Slayer, except for the yeah. Yeah, don't ask where the goblins come from. I don't need that. It's generally the one thing that I'm like absolutely not. You can tell me anything, like violence towards anything, I will suffer. But that is like in fiction. But no, the no, it's not my thing. Ugh, yeah, it just gives it the heebie-jeebies. Call me a prude. That's absolutely fine. I mean, you know my sense of humour, but yeah. I don't think we can get up there yet. I think there's a point to that. It's saying, no, you can't go there, yeah. That way yet. And that's okay, if it's gated, that's fine. I just kind of just wish I didn't have the quest yet. So, let's track a different quest. Can I find the different scripts? I think he just lives there, so there's no point doing that. I'll place a marker on that event. We'll go that way instead. Kill some dudes on the way, because I need the XP. Can't really afford to be turning down too many fights.
Sorry, sir. There's one of them.
Here's one of them. So yeah, so when I've done with Berserk, oh, I've caught up with Berserk. I'm not looking forward to the fact that I've got to wait for a couple of months for chapter. And yeah, who knows what happens. But like, I'm 100 chapters away from that. 100 chapters. I'm 200 chapters in. Almost.
Over there.
But yeah. But no, it's good. It's really, really good. But yeah. They made Griffith a proper bastard. And yet he's still incredibly charismatic.
Blood.
Like, Fulgrim could only wish he was that good. But then, in saying that, I like the Horus Heresy for that sort of stuff. Bear in mind, it's over 60 novels long, whatever. And yeah. Right, I wonder what's next for Vampire going forward. Because not V20, 20th anniversary edition of Vampire is still going strong. But yeah, I wonder if this is just Requiem. Because, yeah. I'm surprised they actually haven't they haven't done anything with Vampire in the video games yet. I guess it's just an force of habit maybe, or just know it. Kind of like how with Warhammer we've got, like, it's taken so long for like ages to get those things deserves. Because people, as well as Games Workshop to an extent, don't really know.
Stay back, beast!
I'm not sure what that ability was as well. It's the healing ability. It's not impure. Yeah, I love this Vampire Record. Yeah, probably. Because that's sort of, because to be honest, like, I think this game is more like Requiem, Masquerade, in that it's more about dealing with becoming a recently turned vampire, rather than getting like the superhero stuff or the politics. It's more like, how do I survive this world? You know. Vampire generally just doing games. Again, it's a property that it suits the medium so well, and you can do so much with it. It's just, you know, as always, just handled by people who don't really know how to actually handle it.
Roll back to the hell that spawned you! It's not human! Kill it! Watch out!
Pretty sure I left any loot. There we go. 1,251. That's fine. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a short episode today, really, because I'm just not entirely feeling it, to be honest. But then again, I knew this going into it. It's like it's calming, so that might be something I do.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna be farming XP. Which isn't fun. Nobody particularly wants to do it, I'll see. I wonder if I can face with the nurse yet. Level 24, I don't know what we're talking about. Okay, we're doing it. But I want this ability to come off now. We've got 80 seconds of wandering. If I find loot. I can put Dorothy. Nurse Crane to rest. Okay, I think this is cool now enough. Let's start the fight. Can I start? Never. So I believe that small chest was downstairs. We've made it to a door. There we go, we've got some medicine. A medical voucher. Written in English and Romanian, the grants free medical exam. Some ingredients there as well. And a healthy lump of experience points. I'm afraid the doctor's out. Rather, the nurse is out, and the doctor's in. I don't know when my next evolve level's going to be though. Ah, there we are. I think it's a bit cack that you have to do this to find out how far you're going to be before your next level's going to be. Even though that's a bit abstract, because I don't know when exactly I'm going to evolve. Okay. We can treat some people. Let's do that, shall we?
This is despicable.
Okay, so nothing here. There's Darius. He's healthy. So let's check this.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
I think I can
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swamborer's cordial secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, you could be murdering your customers who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
So, I haven't been doing this enough. But your true purpose is not to help. The thing is that it doesn't matter at the end of the day if people can't get the help they need. It's just the only one, well, what choice do people have? Can't grab or anything. Yeah, this might help her open up. At the end of the day, if it has a chance of working, that's surely better than the certainty of nothing.
Well, as it is a placebo of sorts, perhaps it may have some positive effect.
See? You have to admit I'm doing some good. The Swamborer family is not poisoning anybody, Doctor.
Have you any news?
It seems her dispensary...
But nothing else.
I'd like to...
Just bought some extra goodies just in case.
The Swamborer cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
Oh, for some people's
As
cure.
long as you have the money.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Do you need assistance?
Please.
I will see you later. Do you need...
Please.
There you go.
Very...
Goodbye.
Okay. And Resident Evil. Just struggling to think of something. Think of something. Already used to it.
The Swamborer cordial can be the answer.
To be honest, most of my times I've been wrapped up in politics, but some music and politics, I haven't really been doing much gaming.
It's locked.
And like, it doesn't aggravate me like it used to. To say that like we're in aggravating times. I think apathy is possibly the most aggravating thing for someone who used to be a centrist. It's like now I'm having to realise that maybe picking the side is the best thing right now. So yes, I will be voting. our Prime Minister about the West End elections when everyone's on holiday. But it might have been an idea to stop people from being allowed to post on votes. Regardless of how long they've been away from the UK to vote. So apparently millions are going to vote. Which is, like, I've never caught that also, so I'm not really confident in saying that to politics. It's like,
We have to stop
the optics are telling me Labour is going to win, like, yes, more or less of centre.
filthy piece of shit.
He's going to get I suppose. We never thought that Brexit was going to happen, we never thought Donald Trump was going to happen. It happened.
It's locked, all right.
Don't ever underestimate those who disagree with politically. Because it can happen. It can happen. So that's why I'm not open and hollering at the idea of the Conservatives being kicked out, because I'm not certain it's going to happen. There will still be people who will vote, because they'll benefit from Glorious being in power. And there's also the worry as well that the Conservatives who's going to fill the void. Right then. Because that's kind of the thing noticeably so. So now, like, what's left really candidate is basically someone who's a bit right of centre. You know? I vote like to be more optimistic than that. Interesting there was no experience for that. Oh yes, I was just calculating a bit of that. So regardless of an enemy's level, you get 5 XP. So in this instance, it just seems like a good idea to just target considerably weaker enemies. I was going to get the drop on my times. What is this guy with? No XP? Yeah. No matter what. It's a bit cack, but I get it.
Smells like rotten meat. One near, I know it.
This is no burning, boys! There's one of them vermin!
So, vote. If you can, please vote. I strongly encourage voting. The way I've seen it said to people is, well, I think a lot, I do worry that there's a lot of bots or like gating going on. But so people are saying, well, why should I vote? Politicians aren't interested in me. And I fully get that sentiment. The reason why you should vote is because then politics will be interested in you. And yeah, it might take some time.
Can I offer keep you? There is a thin. All right. Have you?
there is a thin line.
Goodbye.
So there's a, it's going to take a long time to heal. But,
Fancy bye.
You never... Do you need... I don't quite...
Really?
Right.
Yes, good parts. Need. Do I want to buy more? I don't think I need more. I think we're alright then. So further to bias. Here's some treatment. Was it?
Good evening.
But yeah, it will take a
Don't
while.
you faith? No doubt your faith will prevail.
Blessed be your...
What do you mean when you say that?
Oh,
I
God,
have
you...
such sins before.
Well, what do you...
The beast.
Really? What?
Cleansed.
Have you...
If you propagate the dead...
I have had...
So everybody here is treated. Is that lady we're looking for here? Is she here? No. Is she there? The docks? Yes, she is. Yeah. We need to have a wander around the docks and really get to know her. So let's place some marker. Right now. Let's have a wander there. Look, the lighting is gorgeous. Anyway, but yeah, it will take a long time, I'm afraid, to repair that damage. But keep voting. And, I wouldn't say vote third party. Like, if I were an American, and please forgive my ignorance for politics, I would not be voting third party this year in the presidential election. Maybe every other time, if I was a new voter. Otherwise, probably Democrat. For this election, I might as well vote for Democrat because that aligns more, and I really don't want Project 2025 to go through.
I cannot
Which is a very worrying document. Just get to the Western. Yeah, no, I can't. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, so I wouldn't want that to go through. So I'd definitely be voting tactically for Biden, or at least against Trump.
Science fails you. This elixir will give you faith again.
I'm so sorry.
In the two-party system, I would be looking at saying, right, okay, well, in a two-party system, my vote negates someone else's vote. Or negates the opposing party's vote. So if I vote Democrat, it means that a Republican's vote is diminished. Yeah, something. So that's how I view that, and how I'd proceed to vote. Although that said, you know, actually seeing like Biden's list of accomplishments, I do like how he has actually finally managed to get through the infrastructure bill, which will hopefully, going forward, allow for a lot more public transportation. Because that's something that personally interests me, that you no longer need you might not actually need cars to get everywhere. You can actually have buses and trains and all the rest of it, because America used to have all that stuff, but it was demolished for the car and the car lobbies. So yeah, it's a shame looking through all those before and after photos from 200 years ago, 102 years ago, and it's 100, 200 years ago, and it's yeah, it's sad to see. So much potential, you know, it is right there, and it's lost.
The daily routine.
This is the next, is it? No. Yeah. But yeah, then every other election I'd be voting third party. So yeah, because I'm a new voter, but I want my interests to be represented. And if you want me to vote for you, you have to represent my interests. But I'm still going to the. I'm still voting. I'm just not voting for you until you appeal to me. But in the presidential, absolutely not. It's too risky. It looks like a very important election. The way I try to explain the most recent votes is there's 9 people on a bus. 3 people want to go for ice cream. 4 people want to drive the bus off a cliff. 1 person votes third party, and the other abstains. Everybody dies because the majority vote. Because the majority won. Even just by a small amount. Even if the other 2 could have actually done something, they could have tactically voted. And yes, yes, you might not want ice cream, but it's better than, you know, being driven off a cliff. Yeah. Think of it as a trolley problem if you have to. Tactically voting is a perfectly valid thing. Like, I don't particularly like Sakir Starmer, for example, but at least he was acting like a Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister had fucked off from the D-Day commiserations to do an ITV interview that was not live. It was going to be released a week later, and it does absolutely nothing for him or his cause or his party. I genuinely think the Conservative Party is done for, and that is worrying, because then what fills the void? Because nature hates a void. Nature hates a vacuum. If there is a space that needs filling, something's got to fill it. And in politics as well, politics hates a vacuum. Oh, I hate a vacuum. So it's really worrying that a far-right party might actually replace them. So hopefully the Lib Dems or some other party can get back in and fill that gap. Because I'm obviously not a right-winger by any means, but it's rather serious. You kind of need a moderate right-wing party to offset the far-right party, you know? That's what we might need. But yeah, so out with the Tories, but by any means, but yeah, tactical voting. But I want the Labour Party to not repeat what they were saying before about how, like, oh yeah, we don't expect any change. You know, this was like last year. And only now is it looking good that Labour might actually get in or whatever. They really did not want to adapt, but now all of a sudden they got the game face on.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
The American election as well, like Project 2025 is looking real scary. Like, I don't even think like the Republican Project 2025, that's the thing they've got. Project 2025. Just a right-wing thing. It's what was it now? Give the police its own powers, literally because it's a state, including voting states. Dismantling the public education to replace it with, fragment it essentially. Remove the separation of the church and state, or I should say rejoin the church and state. Abortions, incentives, so of course it must have come out there. Yeah, so it's looking good. But yes, it's the blueprints for Republican America. And yes, don't get me wrong, like Biden's stance. obviously it's not good. But honestly, I wish there was a better way of doing it, but it's geopolitics. And believe me, that I would not. I would absolutely hate if I was in the situation that Israel and Palestine are in now. Let's say, you know, my life's at stake or whatever, and someone, just some ignorant, you know, person from another country said, "Oh well, it doesn't matter, John. That doesn't, like, you know, this guy's life doesn't matter. This Britain's life doesn't matter. It's just politics, you know. Sorry, we'd love to help, but you know." So I know it sounds callous. But yeah, like just going off Project 2025, I'm going to say that I'm sorry, I've got to prioritise American lives first, and then before those of Palestinians. And but yes, making a stand against Biden because of Palestine isn't really doing much. Like someone I know recently said that they're not going to vote. They're going to abstain from voting because they don't want to be responsible for allowing things to
I have this
but
thirst
if you
for
don't prevent
blood.
it, that's just as bad as well, I'm afraid. You know, like people hate centrists, but at the same time it's like, well, if you're not actually going to vote, then you're not really taking a side, and you're not actually trying to do anything to prevent the change, or to prevent bad things from happening. There's the phrase of how the only thing evil needs to do to prevail is for good men to do nothing. Yeah? And especially like this was the person told me they weren't going to vote as well was a woman. Well, I think, like, look, you think about how the suffragettes fought and died, and I mean, yes, they absolutely died for your right to vote and your right to not vote. But you know, even then, it's like it's like if you don't want those decisions made for you, like, do you want to go back to the 40s where, you know, your decisions were made by your husband or whatever? You have the chance to do so. I'm quite glad of the Australian method of like how it is a requirement to vote. You're required by law to vote, because you end up with more moderates. You don't get as big a far right, far left presence, from what I understand, because everyone has to be represented in politics. You have to try and grab as many votes as you can. Whereas in systems like ours, people, like politicians, are only going to vote for those who, are only going to appeal to those who are going
It's
to
locked.
voting. So yeah, so it's kind of important that you do go out and vote, so you can have your voice heard. And yeah, it is a bad situation. I'm not a political scientist. I'm a political scientist. I like to be as well involved as I can be. I vote in every election. I make a point of voting for those who actually want to inform me. The problem is, like in many of our elections, we don't actually get that informed. We don't have that many politicians knocking on our doors saying, "Hey, you know, I'm representing so and so. Do you want to vote for me? Or who you vote for?" I mean, here it's like, I don't think this area is ever going to change. I live in a very Labour centric area. It's very likely that the Conservatives will get in after what Thatcher did to the miners. But yeah.
Wet boots shouldn't be fighting each other.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe my voting habits will change with to make sure that the party are kept on their toes and they work hard to represent them, rather than just sit comfortable. yeah. But yeah, it is important to vote. Please vote. Inform yourself, absolutely. I'm not saying vote blindly, I'm saying inform yourself, I'm just giving my opinion. And I'm not even American. So, regarding the American vote, whatever, or the French elections, quite a few countries are having general elections this year. Don't just take my word for it, you don't have to listen to me. You know, that's just my thoughts. Yeah, I'm just pointing out that you have to decide for yourself what you'd like to do. I just think that not voting is a bad idea. And I'm not going to say that voting third... I'm not going to say voting third party is a bad idea. I personally just wouldn't do it myself. In this election, I think I could use my vote more tactically.
This one's a top. Oh, Christ!
Yeah. So this is what happens when I have to do filler episodes. Get political. Some people drink to get political. Some people have a captive audience, bored. Yeah, we'll see. Whatever happens. Let's win elections, because I think we're doing another video for the next general election here in the UK, but what you voted for? Yes, I will end on the note by saying, look, you know, don't take my word for any of what I've said. You know, for all you know, I could have just made that up, or I've heard it from I've heard it from an unreputable source. Read these things for yourself, get informed, and make the decision that you feel is best. But I will say, you know, if you can, please do that. It's one of those, I think it's one of those rights where you lose it. I genuinely thought that our country was going to dictatorship because we've been for 14 years. And yeah, it's we've had 5 prime ministers. I don't know what I did then, but oh, I used the blood spear ability. It's a very costly ability. It's good. I'm just gonna check the time real quick. Okay. Because I would like to let's do Lawrence first.
It's on to us.
The reason why I first
Shit, that leech is fast.
it's one less thing to worry about. So that isn't applying your attention. Go for the main. They're powerful, but they're easy to deal with. Kill them quickly. You can focus on everything that's nice and straightforward. Like sword and board. Yeah. guy with a big weapon is just a distraction. Yes, please, strongly. If there's anything I recommend voting. And I just hope that you get your voice heard. Yeah. Because it is a right that I don't think we've actually had the right to vote for very long in this day. Not in like the past few hundred years. From what I remember, like before women could vote, it was like 30 years before that men could vote. So yeah, people didn't really get interested in politics until like the 1980s in the UK when the common vote. That sounds a bit pretentious, doesn't it? The common folk. The troglodytes weren't really interested in politics, of course. So a television show Spitting Image came out, and that really got people into politics. Like voting numbers soared, I think, when the show Spitting Image. It's like a puppet show that has caricatures of politicians and celebrities. Yeah, when that came out, it was everyone wanted to go and vote because it represented them, or it was a way for them to digest politics in a way that was obviously massively exaggerated, but also incredibly funny. And I think if ever you want to spread a message, do it through humour. Like George Carlin, for example, you could easily debate. I've seen right-wingers debate that Carlin's a conservative. I've seen left-wingers debate that he was a liberal, all the rest of it, and ultimately though, he was just George Carlin. Because his politics, made so many people laugh.
Back in the
Yeah, he's like one of my walls. His comedy was great. Yeah, if ever you want to get a message across, if you do it funnily, you can sway so many people, and that's like what Spitting Image did. Fun fact: Spitting Image is not actually the phrase. It's spit and image. It's just that it has mutated over time to be Spitting Image. So yeah, that's another fun fact for you. But yeah. Yeah, go vote and inform yourself. It's and yes, it is. Sometimes I appreciate wholeheartedly how hard it is to actually get information that is reliable and trustworthy. I fully understand that.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
But you should make the effort to do so. Yeah.
It's elite! Kill it!
Oh, level +2. Well, I'll let it mop these guys up first. Soften them up. I don't know. I like how there's a massive drop. It's like this guy's huh. Can you actually see king corpses? That's okay. I don't expect to talk much about politics. If anything, it will be talk about the next Prime Minister and what the plans are. But, yeah. It's, I do find it interesting how I'm sure there's like some political theory on it, but about how people vote just for the sake of change. Yeah. Be interesting to see people's different opinions. I remember one woman described it as voting for which bit of carrot you're gonna eat out of a pile of sick. I thought, oh, that's great.
It's locked, all right.
Not more queer than folk, is there?
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Sheriff Rufus Kingsbury.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
It's tragic.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
Well, I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Oh, sorry. And he said Sir Rufus Kingsbury. I thought he was saying Sir Rufus Kingsbury. I think what he meant was I'm Rufus, Sir. Rufus Kingsbury, not Sir Rufus Kingsbury. I do apologise.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why avoid you?
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
Due to the nature of the dialogue system they've got here, and even then, it's like I'd like to know more about why it's called Rufus the Curse. Also, in any other RPG, that would just follow on to another pop-up. Can't do that though, because it's a dialogue wheel. When you can, it's just that.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
It's just they didn't do that, so.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the dock, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the Wet Boot Boys and the Communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Communist, okay. The Communists, what, are they the Bruin Guard, or is it, like, someone else?
Heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter lately?
Well, I heard that Mr. Hampton has been very sick, but now he's better.
No more hints.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
I'm going to give him the bottles of gin.
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
So I gave him the gin to calm his customers down because the law enforcement here is not able to help. But if people can drink, calm, that's it. So we've learned about his attempted murder. Let's talk about these hints.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time, a proud wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. A selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die, eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened? Staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
Have you got any recent...
It's still there, just like the turquoise turtle. That means there is still hope, somehow.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
So few clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
You know what? I'm gonna.
Goodbye, Mr.
There, because this was just ended it, but I need to suit. So I've been sat a bit too long. I'm getting achy. So we will continue this. Get more quests, get more stuff. Talk less about politics. Maybe talk about some games as well for once. But otherwise, I'm gonna end it there. Appreciate it's been a bit of a filler episode. I can't do much about that, I'm afraid. What I can do is I can see the Mr. Fishburne's coal.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Do you recall?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
More true than you realise. Well, time for me to get off, but thank you ever so much for watching. Take care, love the rest of your day, and I look forward to this part. Again, apologies for all the rants and drivel. But,
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our...
heal up? Nope. Alright. Well, I'm gonna have to take a break. Thanks for watching. Take care. It's half an hour.